This is Fred Beck from Fred Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store and today I'm very lucky joined by, it's been a while, but I'm joined by Boxing Fanatico. Edward, it's good to see you again, mate. What have you been up
It's
to?
good to see you too, Fred, and big ups to the success that we've seen recently with the channel. Definitely deserved. This man, you've been grinding so hard, so it's good to see the fruits of your labor actually come to fruition.
Oh, thanks, Edward. That means a lot. It's a YouTuber one, so I got a bit lucky, I guess, just turning up to that. But what about your channel? Because I know you're one of the videos, I think the last top five videos, one of them got 185,000 views. I think it's on that now. So surely
Yeah.
after the week, it'll be on 200K. But that was like your reaction to playing Esports Boxing Club. So we'll just start with that question. What was it like playing the game, Esports Boxing Club? Because you're one of
I
but is that kind of crazy thing to think about, Edward? You're one of the only people on the planet to play it.
That is something that I sit and daydream and contemplate about all the time. What my favorite video game archetype is boxing video games. So to be connected to the story of this game, to some degree, even the little bit that I'm connected to its story is just mind blowing. And then to know that I'm one of just 6 people in the entire world that aren't developing the game to have played the game, it's to me it's just an amazing. It's very like it's almost like an out of body kind of like I can't even really fully embrace that it happened because it just feels so surreal.
Isn't your nickname of Fanatico, is that in the game though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. So it's like, yeah, it's like it's so many layers to it. Like I'm like I said, I'm just super appreciative of everything. I'm so happy that I decided to go the route of talking about boxing video games and had the ability to, build such a strong community behind it. I mean, we're approaching 20K, almost 20K subscribers, and the game hasn't even released yet. So that just shows how much people really want this and how much people are willing to build a community behind a boxing video games.
Yeah, I can imagine your channel's going to blow up as soon as the game. Well, I guess as soon as the trailer hits, the second trailer hits, the clips come out, the gameplay comes out, and finally when you get to play it, I think the first video, that's probably one of the most, I guarantee it now, you're one of the most watched videos of all time, playing Esports Boxing Club live on camera the first time. You know it, Edward. You know that video's, you know it's going to blow
Yeah.
up, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those things that I mean, I know you never know what could happen. But one thing that did shock me was the amount of views that I've gotten on my video of playing the game. There was no way that I was hoping that I would eventually hit 100,000 with that video over the course of months, and that video be one of my better videos in terms of velocity and viewership and stuff. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would hit 100,000 before the week even finished on that video. So that was mind-boggling, and thank you so much to everybody who just supported it, and it's just amazing.
When you went to obviously kind of the studios to play the game, do you have to sign some form or waiver to say like what you can talk about, what you can't talk about?
Well, we signed an NDA way before we went. We were part of this, the content creators that were kind of in communication with them with certain specific things. And this was one of the things that we couldn't talk about. We actually knew about this, all of us collectively, back in December, but we couldn't say anything. In terms of what we could talk about while we were there and when we came back, we didn't have to sign anything. We were actually given free reign to talk about our experience, the bugs. If we didn't like the gameplay, we were free to say that we did not like it. So they were very transparent with that. The only thing that they didn't allow was for recording of the gameplay. Yeah. And it's not so much to, I know a lot of people read a lot into that. Like, why couldn't they record it? Like, it's just because the way the internet works and with all those bugs, there are people that will take advantage of that in a negative way. And it wasn't about that. It was about the core gameplay. So we saw the bugs, but we knew that wasn't going to be the final product. We were seeing past it and focusing on the gameplay. And they know that with those images, people could take things out of context, crop it, and do things. But other than just recording, we were allowed, even if we didn't like the game, we were allowed to say, listen, we don't like this game, or this is not for us, or this is not what I thought it was. But from everyone's reception of it, it looks like everybody was pretty much on the same page. It was it looks to be a revolutionary boxing video game.
Yeah, certainly. Hopefully it's going to be good. And did you know that Shawn Porter and Sergio Mora were going to be there, or was it a surprise?
That was 100% a surprise. A very welcomed surprise, by the way. And I couldn't, yeah, that was crazy to me. Like, for Sergio Mora coming in, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is insane. Like Todd, I met Todd already, and I already kind of hung out with Todd, but I was like, it's kind of cool. I haven't seen him since, last time I saw him when he was here in Florida. But then, they say Shawn Porter, and it's like, it's Shawn Porter. Like, no, nothing against Sergio Mora. He's a cool guy, and I watched him box too back in the days. He's a cool commentator, but Shawn Porter is, Shawn Porter. So when they said that, I nearly I was nearly floored when they told me that, and
Were you starstruck, cool. Edward? Were you starstruck?
I was starstruck. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. But the crazier thing is that when we had our tournament, they were all there because Rax, the person who ran the whole thing, he had like a little home theater kind of setup, and we played on his home theater movie screen, and they were all sitting in like the seats watching the tournament, and the pressure was on. Like there was a Muhammad Ali card and all these things, and with Shawn Porter, Sergio Mora, Todd Grisham, everybody watching. So I kind of enjoyed that pressure. I kind of like that, and it made the tournament a little bit more intense and more fun.
Didn't you kind of hang out with them after all the gaming had finished, like playing pool with them and stuff like that?
Yeah, we did. We hung out with them. We played pool downstairs. That time when Todd, I think was it Todd that did the FaceTime?
Oh yeah, well Todd, I sent him a message saying, oh yeah, how do I get in contact with Shawn Porter for an interview? And then Todd sent me a message. I think it was like 2 a.m. here in the UK, but yeah, Todd then FaceTimed me. He's like, oh yeah, he shows it around. I think Daryl from Coach's Corner was there, but you and he showed me Shawn Porter as well. Shawn said hi, but you were upstairs, I think, with King Juice, weren't you?
Yeah, me and King Juice. That's what I was gonna say. Like right before that happened, I think because Shawn Porter had left to his hotel, and he was staying in the same hotel we were staying at. So the whole thing was just like a dream. So then he came back, but before he came back, me and King Juice went upstairs to keep playing and keep we call it labbing, which is like practicing the mechanics and trying to get the timing down. So that's what me and King, we actually weren't really competing. We were just testing more things of the game, and because the game is super deep, so we were just testing timing and stuff like that. But yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to see him when he came back to play pool. But the cool thing about Shawn Porter is that he was like down to like hang out with us and everything. So after the fact, me, him, Todd Grisham, and Showbiz the adult, we went out. That was our last night, so we went out and we hung out and we had a good time.
What boxes did you get to play as? Were there any certain boxes you were allowed to play as, or was it like maximum of 10 boxers, 15 boxers?
Yeah, there was a maximum of 11 boxers. I always struggle to say these guys. It was Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Terrence Crawford.
Name a few of them.
Okay. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Terrence Crawford, Kell Brook, Conor Benn, Carl Froch was there, Caleb Plant, and if I'm forgetting others, I apologize. But Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward was there as well. But my favorite to use ended up being Kell Brook, which shocked the world because everybody's like, wait a second, you got Tyson Fury here, you got Deontay Wilder over here, you got Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was crazy because no one has seen his model yet. We're the only ones who've seen his model, his character model, and he was playable and everything. And he was the first guy I used, but for some reason, just Kell Brook felt, for the style that I wanted to implement when I was playing, he felt the best. So that's why I ended up going with Kell Brook, or liking Kell Brook more than the others.
Do you think it helps? Say you know about boxing, you've watched boxing, or you've boxed before. Do you think that helps at all when playing the game, or is it just literally how good you are at gaming?
I think that definitely helps, but I do think that I have a little bit of like a slight kind of, I don't want to say like an edge, but I've played, games at high levels. Like I've played in world top 10 in the world competitions. I've played on stage at Xbox events. So I feel like I have certain, elements in terms of adapting to a game just on the merit of it being a game and not being just specifically a boxing game. But I definitely believe that this game is going to be the first game where if you have an understanding of boxing, it's definitely going to help you, because you can't just press buttons. Combinations that don't make sense are going to be very difficult to land. You're going to have to do combinations that work, because the way the other boxing games work, there's kind of like a magnetization that helps you just not have to think too much and throw any type of combination. But here, they're completely detached, and you can feel that because you can miss shots so easily. By a little slight movement, you just miss the shot. So timing comes into play, reading your opponents, understanding certain things. So yeah, for 100%, if you understand boxing, you're going to have a good kind of leg up on someone who doesn't understand boxing. But when it boils down to it, I think over the course of years, the gameplay is probably gonna, because it's still a game at the end of the day. But definitely boxing gives you like a better idea of what you need to do in the ring, in the game.
Okay, that's quite interesting then. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I guess after like months of playing, it would just be down to how good you are at gaming. But only a few things left. I was just wondering, would you just get to play kind of the 1v1 mode? Do you get to play any other modes of the game?
No, we only got to play 1v1, and we couldn't even play against the computer. We had to play against each other. So there were certain times though where I think one time King Juice was really, really tired because we were playing from like 9 to 10, 9 in the morning and 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, so first 13 hours then.
Yeah, for 2 days straight. So I mean, I never got tired because I'm just one of those people that I want to be like, I always strive to try to be the best player in the world, even though if it's a futile attempt, I'm always doing it. But when he was sleeping and Showbiz was fighting Coach's Corner, I literally just put the two players on and just practiced the punchings and the timing and the head weave and stuff, and just like practicing it, just putting it in my muscle memory and kind of trying to erase the muscle memory that I had from fight night. And that's all I was doing. And I would do that sometimes for like an hour, 2 hours. And it's like no one's fighting me, but I'm literally just pressing these buttons and getting like a flow and a rhythm to the game.
Okay, that sounds quite nice then. And but obviously you didn't get to play against kind of the Xbox or whatever console you're playing on. What difficulty modes? Would like medium, easy, hard? Or will there be more difficulty modes than that, do you think?
Well, I think there's going to be something like that, easy, difficult, or easy, medium, hard. But they did also explain that they're going to have a casual mode and a hardcore mode. And the casual mode is going to have like limitations. For example, it's going to have semi-auto blocking where you could just block your body and your head. But hardcore mode is going to have blocking your head and your body, but also 6 points on your body. So you could block this side of your head more intensely, this side, this side of your body. So they're going to have like more depth than the casual mode. And I think that's cool because it's going to give people whatever, like if you want that almost arcade experience, you could go casual. But if you want that super simulation experience, you could go hardcore.
Okay, so when you're you just want to chill out, you can play on the casual mode, or when you really want to learn how to become a better player, you can play the hardcore mode. But did you get to ask these guys any questions, or there's certain things they weren't allowed to talk about? I think Will Kinsley was there with you guys as well.
We were able to ask any question regarding gameplay, like anything, even what they were working on that didn't exist in the game yet in terms of gameplay. We were not allowed to ask anything regarding anything else. We couldn't talk about career mode. We couldn't talk about training or mini games or anything like that. The only thing we were able to focus on was gameplay, which is fair, which is fine also, because that's probably the core thing that people care about the most. And if they had us focus on one thing, I think gameplay would probably be the best thing to focus on.
Did you ever get a chance to create yourselves in the game? Is that a possibility? Or you literally just playing 1v1s?
Yeah, we was only playing 1v1s. We couldn't create ourselves, but I'm definitely going to create myself. I'm going to put that Fanatico name to use and make some content with that. So I think it's going to be fun. And people are going to be in for a wild ride when it comes to my content because I already got a lot of things planned out once that game comes out. And having a creative character and going through that, I think that's going to be something that's going to be very interesting.
Well, will you be uploading every day or every other day? Because I guess with interviews, right? I put in the edit, but I don't really cut many things out unless I need to. But when you edit your videos, it takes a lot longer because obviously you've got to put kind of the gameplay over it, some few voiceovers, and obviously a few edits, like inserting images. How long will it take you? So say you record the video of you playing, half an hour of the game. and you cut it up, might take 15 minutes, then you want to do voiceovers and stuff like that. Will that take you, what, 2 days to do one video? And then the next day you do 2 days, so you upload every other day. Is that how it kind of works?
Well, I mean, with me, I've become so efficient at editing. I've been doing YouTube way before Boxing Fanatico. A lot of people don't know, like, all these, I keep those things kind of to like, I don't really talk about them, but yeah, I've been doing YouTube for like 7 years. My editing over time has become pretty efficient, pretty fast. So I could pump out a video like that where I'm playing the game, I'm talking, I'm doing overlays and edit flows. I can do that in the matter of 4 to 5 hours and get it out. Like, from the moment I start playing to the editing to everything, I get it out in about 4 to 5 hours. So yeah, I mean, I could easily do a video every single day, but I'm also going to be cognizant of the pacing of my channel, how I want to pace my channel, because that's important to me. I want, people to feel sometimes like it's an important thing for them to like, it's a rarity that they're watching my videos, or, give it a little bit more oomph. So I'm just going to test the pacing. If every day putting out videos every day works when the game comes out, then I'll go with that. But if maybe every other day works better, then I'll probably go with that. It all depends on what happens.
Do you think you'll make a schedule, like a routine you upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that?
Well, I'm definitely going to have a 3-day routine for live streaming
on Twitch. Oh yeah, how are you balancing Twitch and YouTube? That's, I guess, another question.
Oh yeah, I'm almost about to hit, I think, 3,000 followers on Twitch. So I'm still pushing Twitch, and we do really good. One of the streams that I had right before I went to play ESBC, we had 100 concurrent viewers on Twitch, which was mind-blowing. I've never had that before when playing a game, so I think that was amazing. And all of this is just telling me that there's a community literally ready for this game. Because for me to just be talking about going to play the game, and that creates such demand and people interested, I can't even imagine what's going to happen when the game actually drops.
And just one more thing, as thought that sprung to mind there. When I interviewed Proxys, he obviously streams on YouTube. I was saying that Esports Boxing Club will get a lot more views and attention on YouTube rather than Twitch on streaming. Do you agree with that?
I do agree. Yeah. I mean, whenever I stream on YouTube, I can get like 250 to almost 300 concurrent viewers. So it's very obvious to me, because YouTube has a better system, a better way of kind of targeting the videos to people and sending them the notifications and all of this stuff. Meanwhile, the way it works on Twitch is it's not really done like that. It's just based on viewership. Like, they'll send notifications to people who subscribe to you, but not people who've watched you before. They won't really kind of send it to them unless they follow you or something. So with Twitch, is just how many views do you get? So you basically have to build Twitch on another platform for Twitch to even be viable for you. But that's a challenge that I want to take. I want to make Esports Boxing Club big on Twitch, not just YouTube. And I know that there's a sacrifice that I'm making there, but I'm looking at it in like more of a long-term kind of thing. I feel that if ESBC is respected on Twitch as well as YouTube, I think it'll grow the community much. It'll make it much larger, and it'll give it some validity, because Twitch streaming is all about gaming. So I think that's going to be a positive later down the line. It's probably not going to be a positive right in the beginning, but it is a sacrifice that I'm making. But with YouTube, I'm obviously not going to move away from YouTube. I'm always going to be doing videos on YouTube. All the edited stuff is going to always be on YouTube, and there's going to be even some live streams that happen on YouTube. So
it's smart in a way, isn't it? Not putting all your eggs in one basket. You got to make sure that different platforms like YouTube and Twitch. But Edward, thanks for coming on, mate. I know you're a busy man. Obviously, it's fun. Now you can talk about the game and talk about even stuff. I'm sure when some more news breaks, like what I did, I think it was September, October time, where I got all the creators on. I didn't actually get Study on because I didn't know him then, but this time I get Study on. I get, what do you got? Well, Showbiz really got hard to get as well. But so Showbiz, yourself, Concept Reese, Coach's Corner, Study, and King Juice.
Yeah, you basically interviewed. Yeah, you interviewed all of the 6. You interviewed the 6 that went to the event. I believe. Yeah, you interviewed.
We'll get them all on one Zoom, and then
that'd be awesome.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll do that. I'll make sure to use this clip later. Edward, I'll put all your stuff in the description, channel, Instagram, Twitter, etc. But thanks for coming on. We'll catch up soon.
Thank you so much, Fred.